Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night, my friends. And I'm back, and we're going to be doing some coding nights, as we tend to do on Mondays. Let me get green up here for my own benefit first. Very good, very good. The screen over here. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a good weekend so far, or a good weekend. It should be over by now. And a good start to your week. So we're going to pick up basically where I left off on Saturday, essentially. Saturday we got pretty much everything seems to be working the way I would expect it to now. And so now there's two things we sort of need to tackle. One is like the beginnings of like a developer dashboard, and the other is this application's settings page, which will, allow and remove permissions and enumerate the permissions, or enumerate the applications that have permissions to the to your account and stuff like that. And then also a little bit of database cleanup, and I want to see some code. I might end up changing some code around to not allow certain things as far as like authorizations go. So that is kind of where we're at the moment. Let me get stuff up and running here. My IDE up, we'll get Docker up, and we'll stop the app servers because I don't need those. But the database server will keep going. Alright, and Data Studio going here so I can see the database. Very good. Very good. Let's pull it up a little bit so you guys can see it. Cool. So, first things first. I believe on the authorization. So let's look at the registry table first. Client registry. This is what I'm going to have to write from the developer dashboard when developers sign up their application. And a lot of this stuff I don't think needs to be in the database. I think a lot of this can be hard coded, like the grant types and stuff. Like I'm not going to be I mean, I guess technically there could be the user code grant type. But that'll be like, again, those can be enumerated in the code just by default, and then that's that. Scopes will need to be here. Definitely. I am debating the OpenID scope. I feel like that's one of those things that no one's ever going to use. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to support it, because you could be in a situation where there's like an SSO single sign-on server that you'd want to use, but I also kind of feel like maybe I don't need that for my purposes, for purposes of what we're doing here. So I might turn off the OIDC stuff. because I don't really think it's going to be needed and or important for what we're trying to do. Then I got to figure out these client settings and token settings. I have a feeling these are things that I can just hard code, like the authentication signing algorithm. Like, I don't want the clients telling me what algorithm they want. I want I want to tell them what algorithm they're going to give me and make them jump through the hoops of getting it. Of course, and then we have all the time to live stuff and everything here, which I don't really want in the database where it could be changed and manipulated, that kind of thing. So we'll see here. I think we'll start with kind of cleaning this up a little bit. And I guess the other question is, should I ever expire a client secret? And I'm kind of thinking that it's by default. Hey, Shin. How's it going tonight? How goes MemTube? It's moving along. It's moving along. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'm thinking the client secret is not like, I don't think it'll ever. I think by default it won't expire. But I also feel like I should leave the column here so that if an admin on the site decides, oh, we got some, bad actors here, we can just expire the clients. And then you can just set the expires at to a time in the past, and then that would cause the client secret to not be valid anymore. So I could kind of see that scenario potentially, or it could even be something more like there was a compromise or something and you want all the registered developers to change their client secrets, and so you put an expiration date of like 7 days from now, and then you say you got 7 days to change your client secret or else or else nothing works from your app. So I guess I could see that. Quiet Monday evening. Yep, it is pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. I mean, that was one of the reasons I used to not stream on Mondays, because it's like Monday and Tuesday tend to be like the quieter days when it comes to streaming, right? And everything's sort of viewership and stuff, and then everything sort of picks up again like Wednesday through Saturday, and that's been the case on every platform that I've been on. Wednesday and Thursday are the ideal days. Yeah, I could vouch for that. Yeah. And that just seems to be across the board too. Like whether it's YouTube or any of the other streaming services, even Twitch was a lot like that. Speaking of Twitch, I am so gratified to see so many people and so many videos being made where they're finally, like, everyone's finally getting together, they're settling on the same narrative, and they're saying, like, look, there's people abusing the hell out of stream embedding. And it's been going on for years and years and years. And it's allowed. There's nothing in the TOS to prevent it on Twitch, but it is absolutely ridiculous and horrible, right? and I've mentioned Fextra Life a couple times. I've spit their name out a few times in derision, but they're one of the bigger problems out there that I've seen. In fact, I accidentally landed on one of their wiki pages and saw what was going on with the embedded stream and everything, and I wrote a not wrote, but I marked their stream in what is it, uBlock Origin. I marked their stream as block, and so now if I ever accidentally end up on like a wiki page that's run by them again, it won't actually load their stream, so I won't count as a viewer to them. So that is that's what I felt about that. But they've had quite a few. They've taken so many developers to the cleaners, man. Like, so many developers have given them lucrative sponsorship deals and have gotten nothing from their in return, you know. I think, in fact, even I think Warframe, is it Warframe? I think Warframe. No, EVE Online. EVE Online had some kind of special event that they were doing where they were sponsoring streamers and they had drops and all that stuff. And they sponsored Extra Life, and the community around EVE Online went to the devs and were like, "You guys need to understand what you just paid for or what you're paying for." And then I think after the campaign was over, the devs came out and said, "Yeah, we will never ever support that channel ever again. We've blacklisted them." Because we got literally nothing from it. They had no click-through rate, like a 0 click-through rate. It was impressive, to say the least. And they, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, man. I mean, but that also enumerates why I was so against showing the number of viewers when I was doing Glimish stuff. Like, we showed the number of viewers by default on the stream page, on the streamer's channel page, but not in any of the searches, and it didn't factor into any of the searches, which I thought was fantastic. But even on the channel page, I wanted to give streamers the option to hide that by default, because I that number is so toxic. It has no actual bearing on quality. And what bothered me even more is that people would come into the Discord and they would argue that oh no, that number means, I want to be there, I want to see that number everywhere because I want to know that there's going to be a chat there, and the streamer has that kind of numbers and they must be really, really good, and I'll have people to chat with. And it's like, and no matter how much you argue with them, like, that number is meaningless. It's a marketing number. It has no bearing on anything. It's literally, the only reason that number is so prominent is because the ad revenue team uses it to sell ads for the site. You know what I mean? That's it. And the reason they hype it up so much and they make it so important is because that's what sells ads, right? So you're literally doing the job of the ad sales department without getting paid to do the job of the ad sales department. Every time we're like, well, I gotta look at these numbers, I gotta Keep these numbers going. These numbers got to keep going up, you know. It's just like, but trying to argue that point is very, very difficult. It's so ingrained in the culture now, both of viewers and of streamers, which is exactly what YouTube and exactly what Twitch wanted, right? They want you gamifying that number. They want you to be busting your chops to get that number higher because it makes money for them. Does F all for you, but it makes money for them. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't know, man. But I am glad to see that this is finally something that's like getting some traction, because I think it's a problem. It's you know, yes, I mean, it's a problem in that it's, I guess, how do I put this? I don't suffer liars well. And to me, that's a huge lie, right? Because you've got these channels that are embedding their streams on completely unrelated content in a tiny box, 200 by 200 box, that's muted, so no one ever even knows that they're watching a stream. And then they're using those numbers to essentially lie to others about how popular they are and how influential they are. And it's just, I don't suffer lies like that very well. You know, hey, Cozy Mountain Gaming, welcome. And thank you for the follow. So yeah, I'm just, so I was very glad to see that was sort of gaining some traction. I think the next thing that I think kind of bothers me a little bit too is I'm seeing some big, yes, I am using Linux. This is Kubuntu. The latest Kubuntu with the Plasma, KDE Plasma desktop. The other thing that kind of like bothers me, maybe not as much as the embedding thing, but it still bothers me. There's a lot of bigger streamers who have multiple channels. You recognize the taskbar? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of bigger streamers that have multiple channels, and they have multiple channels for legitimate reasons, right? Like the community, you know, viewers are fickle, and they want to watch what they want to watch. And if you're streaming something that's not what they want to watch, but it's something you enjoy, obviously your numbers are going to go down because they're going to go watch somebody else. Now, unfortunately, that means for the bigger streamers, that affects their analytics overall, and so they get into the situation where now they can't get brand deals and other things, and you know, because their numbers look terrible, even though it's just purely because they happen to be playing a game that they want to play, but maybe doesn't show well on Twitch, or doesn't do well on Twitch. And so they've all started to spawn off these secondary channels where like, okay, we'll keep the main channel for the more popular things and the new releases. And this other channel will be the, you know, the things that they actually want to play, and they don't care about the numbers as much over there. And so that's fine. I mean, I understand the reasoning for it. I think it's kind of a crappy situation to be in, but you know, it's hard to educate advertisers about what numbers actually mean, and what they don't mean. You know, it's a hard nut to crack. But what's been bothering me lately is I'm seeing some, I'm not going to name any names. I'm seeing some bigger streamers who have 2 channels. They'll go offline on their main big channel and they'll raid their other channel, and they'll have their other channel set up to run a rerun, while they're off, getting lunch or something like that. And they'll just, they'll have that set up, that'll be running, and then they'll raid from their main channel to their other secondary channel that's playing a rerun. And that is just, for me, frustrating to see, because that raid could have built up the community, right? That could have been somewhere that they could have sent those viewers to another streamer on the platform that had maybe a similar community to their own, and boosted them. And they didn't. They kept it all to themselves. And the one streamer in particular that I'm thinking about has paid mods, right? And it's so, which in my mind makes it even more egregious, because it's never occurred to them at any point to ask one of their paid mods to spend 20 minutes during a stream and go off and find other streamers on the platform that have a similar community to the one that they're in, the one that they're fostering. I mean, your mods know your community probably better than you, the streamer, do, right? And it's never occurred to them to go do that. And just find a small channel that's got a very similar vibe, right? And send your viewers over there. Sure, there's going to be some times where it doesn't work out. That's fine, right? Everybody's helping everybody. And yet, those same streamers, those old school, old timer streamers that have been on the platform for years and years and years, right? Will, and I'll answer your question in a minute, Cozy Mountain Gaming. They will they'll complain about how the vibe is different now. Oh, the community helping each other out. Oh, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It's like, you're contributing to that exact vibe. You're not helping. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution, because you have the tools to bring some of that vibe back, and you're not using them. You're using them instead to prop yourself up. And it's just, so annoying to see that happening. But that's going to be a much harder discussion to have, because I feel like that one's going to be, that one's a livelihood discussion versus a straight up lying discussion. But Cozy Mountain asks, how long have I been on Livespace and what brought me here? So I've been trying out Livespace for, I want to say 3 weeks now. I only stream my coding streams on Livespace, so Monday night, Friday night, and Saturday afternoon. I don't do my gaming streams on Livespace because it's kind of a pain in the neck right now. I'm using Restream to stream over there, but there's a lot of features that they don't have that just make it annoying. So for instance, the popping out the chat, the live chat is not, and this boggles my mind as someone who is a programmer. It's not a static URL. So every time, I have to pop it out every time I want to see the chat, every time I go live, because it's a different URL every time I go live. And I know that's on their list of things to fix, and it boggles my mind that it's even something that needed to be fixed in the first place. 5 seconds of thought would have said that was a bad idea, but here we are. And then the second thing is they don't have detection in place yet, and I know this is something they're working on, to detect when you're live and automatically go live. So when I start sending the stream over there, I have to go onto the tab and say start, and then I'm live. And then at the end of the stream, I have to remember to go back on the tab and hit end to end the stream. So I've only been doing it for the coding streams because it's just annoying. It's too annoying to do it for every single stream, essentially. And I mean, and this is not me like being harsh or trying to put them down or anything like that, but they've it's early days, and I understand that, and I like to try out sites when they're in the early days. I like to get in on the ground floor. I like to see what they're doing and what they're up to and all that stuff. So I've given a lot of streaming sites my time, and LiveSpace it seems like it's maybe going in a decent direction. I don't know. The cadence of changes haven't been that high, so I don't know exactly what they're planning or where they're going with things. I haven't really been up on it too much. I've been just kind of giving it a little bit of a chance. I feel like it's not so annoying that I have to that I'm like, all right, I'm done. But at the same time, it's interesting to just kind of see what they're on about. And I've been looking at other ones too. I've been looking at Arena. Arena to me doesn't have the streaming vibe that I think will be successful. I think they're trying something different, very different, and I don't think it's going to work for them, because I don't think they actually, as much as they say that they have all kinds of experience in streaming and all that stuff, it doesn't look like they have experience in streaming, because they're making some decisions that are kind of baffling. I mean, I'm cool with the whole, you restream out of the box immediately. So like when you go to Arena, immediately you're restreaming not only to Arena, but to all the other things that they support, like Twitch and everything else. But they don't have like a proper channel page. They don't have a proper discovery mechanism on their homepage. It's just kind of an ugly duckling. It's as pretty as their like art is on their site. It's, from a UI perspective, it's ugly as hell. Like, it doesn't really, you're going into a space where viewers are used to not having to work too hard to find content. Right? The content is basically jumping off the page at them. And to then bury that under several layers of nonsense, it just doesn't compute to my monkey brain. So they have a ways to go. What's the other one I was looking at? Oh, well, there's share plays, but they've gone kind of radio silent. They've kind of they're not even doing their like Wednesday and Friday streams anymore. They've kind of taken, I think their site is down partially again, and they're they're saying that they're preparing for a push to beta, but there's no way to know what that actually means because they're not being very transparent with what they're doing. And so it's hard to get hyped up about them because there's little to no information about what the hell's going on there. And they've been very focused on gaming streams. And it's like, well, that's great and all, but what about creative streams? I'm like, I could totally get behind them if they're like, we're not going to do, hot tub streams, we're not going to do gambling streams. Like, I can get behind that, but there are other forms of creativity, like art and graphics and music and, programming, like what I'm doing, that could be facilitated, and it doesn't look like they want to do that. It looks like to me they want to be just gaming. They want to be kind of Twitch, as Twitch was at the beginning, where it was only allowing gaming streams and gaming adjacent streams, and that's fine. I just don't know that can survive in the current ecosystem. Right? I think 10 years ago, when Twitch was still young, that could have survived. Although I say that, and there were a couple, there was, what was that other site? What was the name of that? It was a green themed site, just like Kick. No, this is well before Trovo was even a fart in the wind. This is back in, I want to say, like 2016, 2017, 2018. I can't think of the name of them now. They were around while Mixer was around and Beam was around. And they did make like a little bit of a wave, but then were largely forgotten. I cannot for the life of me remember. Well, yeah, D-Live is still around. This other one's not around anymore. Let me see if I can think of it. Streaming services, streaming site 2017. No, what is it? The stream site. Maybe it's on here. It'd be funny if it was on here. No. GGS? No. What the hell was it? It was like, I'm trying to think. They became something else. They were bought out and they became another site, and that slowly just died off. Damn, that's gonna bother me because I don't remember what it was called now. It was like, huh. Yeah, I don't remember, like, was it Team Pro? Whoop. Team Pro. That, huh. Gritty gamers or grungy gamers. Within the current Facebook for gamers. Yeah, no, this didn't become this died out as a completely unknown and didn't get bought by Facebook or anything. Man, I can't think of the name of it. Was it Hyper? Mixer and streaming. I wonder if this will mention other ones. Mixer, streaming home, just Shroud, Facebook gaming, Steam. What is this one? Former video hosting services. I wonder if this will be. Yeah. Smashcast. Smashcast was called something else before it was Smashcast. Hitbox. Here it is. Hitbox. That was the one. Yeah, it was dissolved and became Smashcast. So, dissolved 2017. Okay, so I was right around the right thing. Yeah. Between that and... Remember that was between that and Justin TV. Yeah. Yeah. And they got bought by Zubu. And then they became Smashcast, and Smashcast just one day just died. It just up and disappeared one day. Like no fanfare, no nothing. Yeah, this was it. Hitbox. I streamed on Hitbox for a little bit because Hitbox made the waves because they were one of the first ones to lower the threshold needed to get monetization. So, I think at the time, in order to be affiliate on Twitch at the time, you had to have 50 or 75. I think affiliate used to be what partner is now, right? Yeah, I think affiliate used to be what partner was now, and partner was even higher. And then Hitbox came in and said, okay, you only need I want to say 30 followers and so many hours streaming, and then, you get to be, partnered. Something like that. They came in and lowballed it. So I remember that because I went and I was restreaming there and Twitch at one point to see what it was like. But by the time I was restreaming on there, it was, their homepage was basically Trovo is right now. Well, minus the nudity. I'm not going to pull Trovo's homepage up because I've already done that once, and there's a bunch of not safe for work stuff on there last time I looked. But Hitbox's homepage was basically a spitting image of that with Call of Duty Mobile, or just at that time Call of Duty, and that it was just the same kind of vibe there. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. I've been doing good. Excuse me. I've been doing good, Deceptus. I was actually watching you earlier. I didn't speak up in chat. I was in the middle of finishing up work and stuff. But I saw you were playing Quake 2. How did that go? How did that go? That looked like that was going pretty good for you. Yeah. Everything's been going well with me. I just recently, I think Thursday of last week, one of those, I just hit 75 on Kick, and so I enabled the affiliate stuff, so I've got all the subscriber button and all that stuff now, so we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty darn good. The remaster is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it looked pretty good. It looked really, really good. Yeah, and I've streamed on, let's see here, we got live streaming here. Let's see how many of these I've streamed on. So I've streamed on Caffeine. I've streamed on DLive. I've streamed on Trovo, Twitch, Hitbox, YouTube. Vimeo doesn't even allow. I think they relax some of their stuff, but they, for the longest time, wouldn't let you even do gaming videos because it wasn't artistic. I think they finally realized that they were leaving a whole lot of money on the table, and I think they allow some of it now. YouTube, Rumble, And then, of course, I did Mixer back in the day. Hitbox. Actually, I think I streamed a little bit on Smashcast too when they changed over to that. But that was not long for. Oh wow, 2020? Really? That's how long it lasted? Really? I don't. Well, that was when it was dissolved. I feel like that went away even before 2020. Because holy crap, that just kind of just disappeared one day. It was definitely disappeared before 2020. It had to have, because it was. Well, no, I guess. So Mixer was in 2020 as well when Mixer shut down. Smashcast did outlive Mixer, so maybe it was 2020. Holy hell. Why does that feel like 25 years ago? Have I reached that age where just 3 or 4 years feels like 20 years? Is that just where I'm at now in life? Have I reached that point? I gotta go get my cane out and yell at the kids on the lawn. Oh man. Oh geez Louise. So yeah, Cozy Mountain Gaming, that was the long answer to your question of how long have I been on LiveSpace and what brought me there. Yeah. I heard a song on Spotify this morning that I swore was only a couple years old, and I realized the song's 30 years old. Yeah. Yep. What's funny too is my alarm clock, I've never liked alarm clock. Like, I always set my alarm clock to turn the radio on, because like when it beeps, it's too jarring for me. I've never liked alarm clocks that just beep like that. So I always have it on the radio, and I tune it into our local rock station, 93.3 WMMR, and I'll wake up to like Teen Spirit or something like that, and I'll just sit there on the side of bed and I'll be like, or Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I'll be like, man, I'm getting old because all the announcers, you could just hear it in their voice. They're like the old grizzled rockers, like the latest stuff has just passed them by decades ago. And it's just like, oh no, like I'm one of them now. I mean, I've always liked 80s and 90s rock anyway, and alternative, and 80s hair metal, but that's because I grew up hearing that stuff. My brothers were teens while I was still a kid, and that's what they were always listening to. Iron Maiden, Metallica, all that stuff. Part that hurt was when they started playing Nirvana and Pearl Jam on a local classic rock station. I know. What's even worse, Shin? When you go into the supermarket and they're playing like Bon Jovi, like Living on a Prayer, and I'm like, oh man, have we fallen that far? We're now the equivalent of Muzak in the background while we're doing grocery shopping. Oh, all our mullets have gone beyond the grave. That always gets me too. It's like you walk in here, you're like, oh, I see. We're everything that we loved as kids are now is now like elevator music to the latest generation. Oh man, great. It's just funny. As long as we don't end up with like Demolition Man movie where the radio was just full of commercials for Armor hot dogs. As long as we don't end up there, I think we're doing okay. All right, let's look at our security stuff here. So the client repository is where the third-party applications would register. So there's that, and then also the consent DAO. Was it the consent service? No, authorization service. One of these I had extending something. Maybe it was. Did I change it back to where it wasn't extending something else here? I guess not. I don't know where that went. What do I have open right now? What do I have open? I've got this. I don't need open right now. Token settings class. Get rid of that. Authorization mapper. Yeah, I think it was one of these mappers or parameter. Client parameters mapper. Client mapper. Oh, here we go. Was it this one? Yeah, I don't need to extend that. What's the, what do I do here? I don't extend anything, right? Yeah. I think I extended that just to make it easy to see what they did, but I don't think I'm using anything from there. I can probably do that. There we go. You really have to fix this comment eating bug. I type the same thing 4 times. So I found a workaround for that, Shin. If it eats your comment, hit the up arrow to recall your comment, and then click the chat button, and then it will go through. It looks to me like they're having some kind of their JavaScript that's listening for the enter key to be pressed. Oh, that's not working either? Oh, really? I mean, that was working for me. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, it seems to me like their event listeners in the JavaScript listing for the enter key are not, they're working, but they're not, they must be having some kind of like silent failure when they're posting back to the back end. But I've seen that too, where it just swallows it up. But I've been able to, like I said, I've been able to just hit the up arrow and then click the chat, the green chat bubble or submit button. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I had that weird error during your stream where whenever I type in wish.com, it would remove the wish.com part and just give me and just put the rest of the string in there. Even though you have the you allow links. So I don't know. There's something's going on in the back end there that's not quite copacetic yet. Okay, yeah. So what do I need? So device code, I don't think we're going to be using any device code. Let me see. What is all off to device code? Device code grant. What is this? Browser lists are input constrained devices in the device flow exchange a previously obtained device code for an access code. Device flow token request. While the device is waiting for user to complete the authorization flow on their own computer or phone, the device meanwhile begins polling the token endpoint to request an access token. Device code at interval. The device should continue requesting access token until a response other than authorization pending is returned. Polling too frequently, the server should tell it to slow down. Okay. The user has not either allowed or denied the request yet. Pending. Oh, I think I know what this is. I think I know what this. I wonder if I want this as opposed to the other code. This is essentially... Although what's weird is this is the reverse of what I would expect. But this is essentially... you would poll to get a device code. So you would tell the users like, hey, go sign in to your account on your PC, on your web browser. And then you would listen for that sign in And then once they sign in and grant permission, then this would automatically refresh and take over. But that's, I mean, the same thing is for the user request, the user token, right? User, except that's more of a manual process. User code. Position code flow. No, I want it user token. That's what it's called, right? User code. A user code as part of the OAuth 2.0 device authorization. Right. So both of these are part of the device authorization grant, which is to say, if your app is running on a device that doesn't have a browser, then you can go through the device authorization flow. And you've got two different ways of doing it. Either you can do a device code or you can do a user code. If it's a user code, then basically on the screen you tell users, go to this URL and type in the code that you see there. And so the user goes to that URL, you're forced to log in, and then grants, and then that gives you, and then that spits out a code, and then you're supposed to take that code and manually type it into the device, like the set-top, like Roku or whatever, and then that would then allow that device to work. The device code is essentially the same thing, except instead of relying on the user to manually type in a string of numbers and letters, like 6 numbers and letters or whatever, this would poll every couple of seconds, waiting to see if it's been granted, and then automatically let it in. I mean, technically that's a little bit more user-friendly, but I also don't like I don't like the idea of polling at an interval either. So I think what's going to happen here is I think we're going to get rid of the device code altogether. One less thing to parse and one less thing to have in the database. I think also I am going to get rid of the OIDC stuff. I don't think we really need that for our purposes. I think for our purposes, we need a refresh token and the user code. I think is good enough. Refresh token. User token. So I can go into our. No, that's token Pojo. What? That's just temporary. So I do that, and then the authorized scopes will still be there. Attribute. Attributes associated with the authorization. Okay. update. First token, okay. The OAuth authorization Pojo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of OIDC. I'm going to get rid of device code. Means we can get rid of the getters and setters for those. No, we're not filling that out anymore, and then just have to just reference that. The parameters. I'm just not populating those parameters anymore. Then over here where we do insert or updates, doing bean property SQL parameter source. I can just remove those from the update SQL, which is already freaking huge. So we'll get rid of OIDC stuff. Refresh token, and then device code stuff. Go. And what else we have here? I think that's everything there. And then I think the insert, yeah, just do columns from up above. We can remove these columns. OIDC. And device code. That works for me. And I can get rid of it from the token type values. And OIDC can go away. Okay. Cleaning some of that up. Be nice. Also means I can. Well, I better not change that yet because it's the migration is scripts use I think our MD5 hashed or something. So if I change it and then try to run the rollback, it might balk about it. So I have to run the rollback first, then make the changes to remove those columns, and then move forward with it. There's your client mapper. So map row ID client secret client name. User methods grant types. So self-contained access token formats. My credential. I don't think I want authorization grant type client credential. Go off to authorization type client credential. What is this? Client credentials grant is used when applications request an access token to access their own resources, not on behalf of a user. In practice, not many services actually support this. Yeah, client needs to authenticate themselves for his request. Typically, the service will allow either additional request parameters, client ID, client secret, or accept client ID and secret in the header. Type client credentials. Access token response. I don't know that I need that. My credentials grant flow permits a web service to use its own credentials instead of impersonating a user. Authenticate when calling another web service. The grant, right? Sometimes called the two-legged OAuth. Use access web-hosted resources by using the identity of an application. This type is commonly used for server-to-server interactions that must run in the background without immediate interaction with a user and is often referred to as daemons or service account. Is there a reason to allow a service account? I don't think so. I think everything needs to be allowed by a user. Because while there will be the ability for bots to chat, they are still chatting with the privileges of a user, not with their own privileges. Like, I don't want them to have separate security privileges, because that would mean then a bot could go with client credentials and chat in pretty much every channel on the server unfettered. Which I don't think I want. I can envision a possibility where something like that would be useful. Like, for instance, having like a site-wide nightbot kind of thing, where instead of you having to register for Nightbot, it's already registered for everyone on the site. But even then, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because everyone would want to customize it to their own tastes. So it would have to be like a very limited scope thing, like almost like an analytics thing, like maybe something that looks at the site's analytics would go in as client credentials. But even that, I don't think I would want to do. because then I'm going to have to maintain those permissions and credentials separate from users. And I don't really want to do that. I think every developer that would do something for the site should have an account on the site, a user account on the site, and then they can access the developer dashboard and all that stuff. I don't think there's a reason to open up the developer dashboard to to non-logged in users. I feel like requiring people to log in to create a developer account, I think, is probably a good thing. Because if that developer ends up as many Steam developers end up, as well, not many, as a few Steam developers have ended up as being acerbic, then having their user account banned would essentially ban their bots as well, which is probably a good thing. Or ban their integrations as well, which is probably a good thing. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to support the client credentials flow, at least not right now. I'm open to allowing it if there's a specific use case where it would be valuable. But right now we're just going to do authorization code and refresh token. I mean, client secret basic and client secret post. And then none, which is going to go away. Client authentication method, none. And I see a oh, I don't even, client secret JWT. I don't even have that turned on. Private key JWT. None. I'll have to your authentication methods. Client secret basic is the simplest method using client secrets. Method where an application uses HTTP basic authentication scheme to authenticate with the authorization server. It makes requests for an access token through headers, through authorization basic header. I think it's fine. Authorization header must be an authorization basic encoded string format. Client secret post. Another authentication flow uses client secrets as the client secret post method. Instead of providing client secret in the header, the client authorizes itself providing the secret in an HTTP request body as a form parameter. Client makes a request for access token to token endpoint and includes the client credentials in the request body parameter. I mean, that it could do that, but I feel like that's not necessary to support. Yeah, I could support it. It doesn't hurt anything. The posting in the body, because it's a post and it's in the body. So I guess that's fine. Although, you know what? No, maybe I will get rid of it just because when I'm writing up the documentation for this stuff, I don't want something to be there that's usable but isn't documented. Client secret JWT uses JSON web tokens. Thus setting the client secret directly, the client sends a symmetrical signed JWT using its client secret to create the signature. The token is signed using the client secret with HMAC algorithm. Doesn't require setting the actual secret of a network. This makes it more secure. If someone reads a request, it's impossible to just copy the secret and use it for another request. Yeah, I think I'd like to support the JWT one as well. I'm surprised I didn't have in here. So let's just do, instead of none, we'll say client secret JWT. Allow those. Custom method. I don't think I want to allow a custom method. Yeah, I don't think I want to allow custom method at all. So we're just going to say return null here. Oh, the same with the authorization grant type. I don't want a custom grant types either. You gotta take one of these or forever hold your peace. Direct URIs. That. Mapping rows. Authorization consent. Is there anything else on here that I missed? Require proof key? No. I'll just leave it that way. So, authorization mapper. Okay. Get rid of these. That one. And device code value. There was nothing else in there, right? No, okay. Make sure I didn't delete too much. That. The mapper should be good now. Save and update. Be good there. The client parameters mapper. I just fixed this, right? Log out. Yeah, I did that already. What's your client Bojo? What do we got here? Some of this I want to figure out. Client settings, token settings. Client settings, registered client. Registered client is passed in. So authorization consent's pretty much normal there. Where is the I guess that's in the security thing. And under config. I'm trying to think of where we tell to use big API. And then this one, get rid of OIDC. JWT there. Consent page. Reservation server settings. That's the default setting. So what else do we have on here? Device authorization endpoints. Authorization endpoint issuer. Endpoints. Setting. Because that's just to customize the OAuth endpoints, which I don't really need to do. We can use the defaults. Because they are working fine. So I gotta figure out where those... Oh, that's right. I don't have... Okay. So I was trying to figure out, like, where do I populate the registry stuff? And then I realized I don't really, right? I made these myself, the client settings and the token settings. Think. Well, maybe that's not entirely true. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's down in the authentication provider. Spring. I don't call this directly. I do have the parameter mapper. Friends client. Okay. So here I just write out what was in the register client. The settings, the client settings, and then the token setting. Those are... Where's your client parameters mapper? Where's their client mapper? Of client authentication method. Okay, these are where I was, okay, resolving those. Authentication methods. And methods. From, okay. I guess these will have to stay in the database. Yeah, which is fine because it's basically client saying what it allows. authorization code or refresh token. Basic posts. Okay, these will just be selections on the page on the registry. See how they're doing it. I guess it's okay for those to be in the database, but then I do have other things to get rid of. Okay, so with that said, where's my migration? Client registry. Okay. So we roll this back. Run. Rolling back one. Let's do that. Rolling back change sets 06 auth 2 auth 2 API logins. Right. Okay. That's that one. So then in here we'll just get rid of the things I don't need. I need everything here. Yeah, and then reauthorization, we can get rid of OIDC stuff. And get rid of the device code. And when we're creating that table, that's really it though. Everything else pretty much has to stay. Yeah, alright. So then run db migrate. Cool. These tables should be back. I'm not sure why this table still has a... Oh, did I... Oh, I forgot to... rebuild after I did that. That actually gets copied over. Is that okay, that's not actually affecting the database. Those tables should be gone. So what is that doing? I'm gonna have to hide the screen for a second here. I look at the secret keys. Everything looks good in that file there. Well, Four 32 is open. And why not have an appreciable effect? All right, I'll back on again. Why is that still there? Am I logged in as the correct? Yeah. I did. Why did that not? I mean, it said it rolled it, but it. If you got logins. Hey, the assassin, welcome. How are you doing tonight? I didn't. Roll back correctly. No table of exists OAuth 2 authorization. No table exists OAuth 2 authorization consent. No table if exists OAuth 2 client register. Those are the correct rollbacks. I'm doing pretty good. Just getting the week started. A little bit tired today, but usually I'm on Mondays. It's hard to get started. You know, get into gear. Otherwise doing pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. He woke up from that and you go back to sleep soon. Yeah, that's always fun, right? It's like you think, oh, I'm just gonna take a little nap, and then you wake up and it's like 11, or I guess in my case it'd be like 12:45, and be like, gotta go back to sleep again. I woke up just to go to bed. Yeah, I feel you. Thought you were gonna sleep 1, maybe 2 hours max. Yeah, I know. That's how it always happens, right? You figure, oh, you know, I'm only a little bit sleepy, and then you lay down and you just get comfortable, and it's just you're out for good. That happens to me with the. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that everybody has a chair. You have that one chair somewhere in your life, probably overstuffed, but otherwise it's the most comfy chair you own. And you just, you know, you sit in the chair, maybe you're just gonna look at on your phone, maybe you're gonna watch a little TV, but you have plans, and you sit down in the chair And within 5 minutes of sitting down in the chair, you're fast off to sleep. That's what I end up with all the time. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit down. You know, I got some. I'm gonna watch some Star Trek. I got some snacks. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna enjoy it, and then boom, credits are rolling. I'm like, what? I missed everything. How did I miss 4 episodes? Happens all the time, man. I did that once with the what movie was it? There was some movie. Like, I don't go to movie theaters anymore, really, unless I absolutely need to. But there was a movie, a relatively new movie, came on streaming services. I was sitting down ready to watch it, and it was, I think, like 2.5 hours. And you know, started up, everything's good. I got some popcorn and everything, and like immediately fell asleep. Didn't even realize I'd fallen asleep. Just immediately passed out, and then woke up, and it was halfway through the credits. Still had a full bucket of popcorn that I barely touched. It was all nice and cold at that point, and it was just one of those things. Like, well, I guess do I go to bed? Do I finish this popcorn and then go to bed? What do I do here? Is it just a wash? Do I just throw everything out? What are we doing? Where are we going? Wait, where's my why is this not deleting? Yeah, it does. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And then there's, you know, my brother gets so upset sometimes because I'll go down to his house and I'll just fall asleep on his couch. It's like, you came all this way to see us and you can't even stay awake. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's just like, it's comfortable. You know? What can I say? I don't understand. I don't understand how this is running successfully. And yet doing absolutely nothing. I'm saying drop table if exists OAuth 2 authorization. OAuth 2 client registry. And OAuth 2 authorization complete. Just work, went to lay down for a bit. I was tired, woke up early, and I was dead for like 5 hours. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was the time that me and Gray stopped in an IKEA to look at stuff on the way home from helping a friend move. We decided to sit down on one of the sofas for a second. Next thing we know, it's 4 hours later. The store's closing, and we still have a 2-hour drive home awaiting us. That's when you get a store clerk over and say, hey, how much is this sofa? Can we get a discount for breaking it in? End up staying at the hotel across the street. There you go. Yeah, that's funny. Oh man. That's well, a couple like maybe a year or two ago, I had to get a new bed because it was my old one was like sagging out the wazoo and everything. Um, and so a new mattress, I should say. Um, and so I went to the furniture store to try out their mattresses, and I'm like, you know, I'm a big dude. I'm 6'4", you know, 350 pounds, and you know, talking to her, and I'm talking to the lady, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want something soft or something like. She's like, do you want firm or do you want this? I'm like, I don't want it too firm because I don't want to be like I'm lying on a plank of wood, but at the same time, you know, I have back problems and stuff, so maybe I want it that way. Like, I'm not quite sure. I just kind of need to test it out. And I'm like, I'm just laying down on like 3 or 4 different beds, trying to figure out like, okay, wait, is this the one I want, or is this the other one? I'm like, and I go, you know, I don't want any memory foam or anything like that because that just ends up retaining the wrong memories. In my experience. And it's also tends to be hot too. That's the other thing. I need something that kind of does not absorb heat. Because for some reason, I don't know why it is, my body temperature must be all over the map at nighttime. Because there's times when it's like you're sweating, and then there's times when you're not, and then you're too hot, you're too cold, or too hot, you're too cold. There's never like that middle ground. It just kind of swings between the two all night long. It's just like, give me something that will make me cold for most of the nights, because that seems to work out better. I need a bed that's basically the cooling fins on the processor, you know, the heat sinks on the processor. I just need a bed that's just one big heat sink that just like sucks all the heat away from you and vents it out the sides. That's basically the way it's got to go. The way it's got to be. I'm surprised Linus Tech Tips hasn't done that yet. A water cooled bed. Maybe I just gave him his next million hit video. So why did you not actually roll back? It executed on the correct database. Am I looking at the right? No, I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at the hex database as opposed to the hex test. There's no tables in hex test. There are tables here. Yeah. Why am I still seeing this table? Where's our migration? Public, isn't there like a migration? There's a migration table somewhere here. Under Postgres. Oh, here it is. Database change log. So, what does database change logs today? The file name. Executed. Limit ID. So, load data, ID, author. Did it roll back? It just says it was executed, but it doesn't tell me if it actually successfully rolled back. I mean, it seemed like it, but then again, it seems like it didn't. Let's try another rollback of just one. Oh, now it's saying validation. It still sees it there as having not rolled back. Now the checksum is wrong, which is correct because I changed stuff here. Let me put this back the way it was. Weird. Okay, it says it rolled it back. Now, is that really true here? Wait a second, does it looks like it had it applied twice? Oh, wait a second. Am I faking myself out? Is this gone? That's gone. That's gone. This is probably still here though, right? Oh, that's what's going on. I'm faking myself out. It's right. These all three of these are change set. So it's looking at the same file, but I said only roll back one, so it only rolled back this guy. I said roll back one again, and now it rolled back this guy, but it still has this one. So if I roll back one more, it'll roll this guy back, which means this table should no longer exist. And then if I look at the change log, we'll no longer see that file in there. Right? Yeah, we're stopped at 5. Okay. That's what was going on. I was faking myself out. I should have did a rollback of 3. And then, yeah, okay. Okay. Now I can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that comma. Save. Clean this so that it gets deployed to the, it gets replaced and deployed in the proper folder. Now I can do a DB migrate, which should bring us all the way forward. Yeah, and it just ran 3 change set, which are the 3 change sets in that file. Now these should be reappeared, but be empty. That one. And this authorization should no longer have... It doesn't have device code or anything, it just has user code and stuff. Okay. That works for me. And then the consent table is still what it was. Good. Okay. Now we can get to something a little more interesting. And that's some UI stuff. So I kind of want to do the registry first, but that means I need to bring in... Well, I mean, we're already there with the... I already have the /developer thing set up, right? So back here, and what was it? Back security. Yeah, so I've already added /developer here. So we'll follow the pattern we have with settings. Can I give that a separate controller? Or I just dump it in with everything else? Oh, here it is. Front end controller setting. Yep. I just clumped it in with that. Because why not? Front end controller, because it's basically the same. Front end controller developer. We'll do developer dashboard controller, and that goes against the base front end controller. And I guess for the settings I just did /settings, right? Yeah, /settings. Okay. Helper. Final logger. Logger factory. There we go. Alrighty then. So then, public screen view. the Spring Framework model. This app. Get mapping. Flash. Page title. Title developer dashboard. Layout. I guess we'll just steal the settings layout for now. What comes with the settings layout? Have to see here. Oh, okay, that brings the settings, navigation and stuff. Okay, so we'll need a... I don't want that fragment. I want a fragment that's similar to it, but not that same one. So we'll have to create a layout here. So let's do... copy this guy. Paste, then we'll say... okay, fine. Developer... HTML and things navigation, we'll copy that. This will be developer navigation, HTML. Top nav will be the same. Things navigation. Okay. Ooh. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but slightly different. Developer navigation. We'll want. I guess this will be just the settings. It'll be setting developer nav text home. So slash developer there. Developer nav text. I guess what else would be? I guess we'll have this will be the register application. Or I guess, would it be register? I probably just show applications, because I would have a page where I can show the applications I've already created. And then you would register right from there. Yeah. Yes. We'll say things applications. Alright, I'll just get rid of these for now. I already had something that said applications, but whatever. Do that. These applications. So I need to make sure I get all these messages in here. Move this down below. So first of all, we need title developer dashboard. That's all the way down the bottom. Developer nav text home. Home. Applications. Application. Or, you know, I'll just say app. All that. Save some real stuff there. And over here, this up top. Use settings. Not settings navigation. Fragment. Developer navigation, and then developer nav up there as the fragment name. Boom. Okay. Okay. That's everything there. Our layout would be layout developer. Okay. What else? I guess really it's just displaying whatever the home page would be for developer home there, so it'd be the content. So we have settings, user settings, and change password. So we'll create another folder. Call it the developer. Copy user settings here. We'll say paste. And rename it developer home. Look at that. And I think basic info. We just need this copied up here. And I don't think I need to. I don't think there's any reason to have them email verified. Can't think of anyway. Get rid of that. And I don't even think there's going to be a form on this page. I think this is going to be a informational page. I'm just going to get rid of all of that. And I guess we'll just do teach text. developer, dashboard, home. Heck. Welcome to the developer dashboard. Here you can manage, you can create, manage, security permissions. So permissions and auth goats for your various application integration into ITGR8 integrations with our platform. Okay. Simple and sweet for the moment. The next one is going to be the meat of it, though, which is applications page. So I'll base it off of these are settings because that already had a form on it. So we'll say applications. No. And I'll grab that here, that here. Don't need the email verified stuff, the form action. Something we'll need, so developer. We'll see. We'll see what it is. User model, so it'll be it'll be applications. Applications. Ironically, there will be a display name, but it's really going to be like an application name. Application name should be text. Application name. I have that. Again, this would be application name. Name error. Okay, so you'll have an application name, be prominent and required. But really, I'm working on, this is not the right spot for this form, though. Well, I take that back. There will be a form here, but it'll be for actions on in the actions column. So instead of that, let's definitely don't want a submit button. Play on that one. I mean, this is good to have anyway. But what I need is table here. Alright, well that through okay-ish. Alright, so each text would be developer applications header actions. All right. And actions, and then each text the applications header application name. I guess I could have just did text application name. That would save. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, leave it that way. What else would be relevant on this page? So in the registry we have, oh, I guess, well, the client's secret. Although I don't want to put it on the page, I'd want you to be able to copy your client secret out. There's no reason to put that directly on the page, I don't think. But the expires probably client name. Oh, I guess your client ID as well. So yeah, I guess the client ID would be on the page. And I mean, I guess the redirect URIs. Is there anything else to? I guess the client ID, and then anything on authorization? Register client ID is that. They have any interrelations between the tables? It's a bit of a problem because I'd like to know how if these tables link into one another. I think the register client ID goes with the client registry. So, and what about the consent here? Yeah, that goes with register client ID as well. So what I could do is, so principal name in this table would be the user names, and I don't want to give those away. What I could do is say that there are how many users have consented to the app. So that would be, I mean, that would be good information. So right, so client ID, right? Developer applications header client ID. And then total consent. Whoops. Copy. Paste and what would not be complicated? Users approved. I guess it's close enough. Now I gotta do a loop. Now there was a. How do we do this loop in Fine Leaf now? Because it's been forever and a day. Did one over here in the green mail. Tester. Email. There you go. TRTHH. That's what I'm looking for. So for each application in applications, and so this first column is just buttons. So button class equals button secondary outline install. Let's kind of this look better because there's going to be a couple buttons here. And we'll say I class equals oops FAS FA trash. Hopefully that the font also wanted it. And then each title would be button dot remove delete I guess delete yeah, that works right for the moment. I guess we'll do a th data ID would be application dot ID likely. No, what application to delete? All right, and then th text would be what? So application name would be $, application name. Presumably, we'll see what happens when I create pojos and stuff here. Text. Dot client ID and total consents. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, and then down here, let's just denone this for a moment to hide it because I'm going to need this eventually. Right now, this would just show a table. hover on it. And actually, this doesn't need to be inside the form. If I keep the form as compact as possible here. He does not. You know what? We'll get rid of it because it's just gonna break the page right now, and I don't know how to. I guess I could just comment that out. I just go highlight this and go Control-Shift-C. Sure, that'll work for now, hopefully. Okay, so I just have to provide a list of applications, which would come from the client. Client DAO. Where's the... There it is. OAuth2 client repository. DAO. Register client repository. I almost don't want to use this one, but at the same time, it is the DAO, and I do want to reuse it. So get by ID. I just need to get all by client ID. Would client ID, what is going to tie them together? This user. I guess client ID would tie them together. Like does anything call this? Yeah, a lot of things call it. Client ID have to be unique. Well, it's not null. But it doesn't have any constraints on it either. There's nothing that says it has to be unique. But I do have a find by client ID, which suggests it should be. I'm getting the first result back. So yeah, that probably has to be unique. So I guess we'll just have a developer linking table. Eventually. It just says this well, it'll be a linking table between between user, between auth and the register client applications would be like, so we have what, we have identities. So we'll take the ID from identities and we'll have a table that is just what would I call it? Client authors, client I guess client registry. Probably. Hey, Saint Lady, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, so I'm guessing I'll do a client's client registry that would link between, be a linking table between identities and the client registry. Or I guess client registered or owner, maybe owner registry. Yeah. Just loaded Pally up. Yeah, I was in there earlier, doing my thing as well. It's addictive. I finally got the fine axe, but now I'm just trying to work up the money for the other recipes for like the fine bow and all that stuff. Yeah, just was chilling in there for a little bit, doing some things. I found, so according to the achievements, there are 12 chests in the starting area, and there are 30 in the beach area. I have 42 chests, but I have not triggered the achievement yet. So that must be at least 30 and at least 12. Because I did trigger the achievement for the main area where you got at least 12 chests there. 12 hidden chests, and that gives you a map that you can hang on the wall of your house. That's the map of the whole map, both the starting area and the village area and the beach area. Kind of cool. But I haven't been able to trigger the other. I found like 3 more chests today in the beach area, but I haven't been able to trigger the Baidu Bay or whatever it is. I haven't been able to trigger the other achievement yet, so there must be another one hanging around somewhere that I haven't been able to find yet. I've been going all over the place trying to find them, every little nook and cranny. I mean, I love the exploration part of that too. I'm also finding a lot of I'm starting to find more lore stuff too. Like statues that are around the world that have engravings on them and things like that. have to solve all of the hidden quests for the Bahari Accolade. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done all of those yet. I did grab like, I did find like some candles in like the flooded area and found an old coin and stuff and asking around about that and some other stuff. So yeah, we got a way to go there. I'm liking. I just want more lore. I want them to inject more lore into my veins. You know what I mean? But I'm also at a point where I need to have my character start cooking some things because I don't have very little food left, and I need to start cooking up some things, getting some more focus. I have my so my focus bar is like has a maximum of 400, and my percentage boost for focus is at 76% now. So I'm trying to get that. I've been focusing on the percentage boost as opposed to the amount of focus in the focus bar with all the upgrades. So, and I just hit level 35. I'm still behind everybody else, but you know, kind of rolling along a little bit, just a little bit. Also, I am just a side note too. I am working on here and there whenever I get a chance, my own flavor of emotes and stuff and badges for subscribers. I had an idea for badges for subscribers, and actually there was a whole thing out there. I wanted to license the Star Trek rank insignia stuff. I wanted to license this, which is from an alternate timeline rank insignia stuff, because I think these look really cool. And it says like $10 here, but then I go and visit and I can't. It's apparently not for sale. I'm not sure how ArtStation works, but I can't apparently buy it. To do a license on it, because I would have loved to just grab these individual ones and have them as the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, blah 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 blah. So instead, I'm going the safer route, and I am going to do something similar, but it'll be my own design. For printing that image, not licensing rights. The artist will not have licensing rights. It'll be CBS. Yeah, I figured that too. But then this is also not. It's not exactly the way they looked in the episode of Star Trek. Like, he's made his own kind of changes to it. Yeah, there was that too. So it's always about like getting licensing and stuff. And he was actually from Parallels, yeah. But he was commissioned for sci-fi-meshes.com to do this. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Most pro artists would use AI. I mean, I guess I could drop onto like an AI thing and tell it to give me because I was also looking at I did some reading. I was like, could I use, since it's government, could I use the military Space Force rank insignia? But no, all the military stuff is trademarked and everything. Because this looks, I mean, this looks pretty cool. Right? But yeah, you can't use that either. That's unfortunate. So you could talk to the lady to help you. Yeah, I know I could ask for help, but I just want to. I'm not looking for anything. Like, first of all, if I ask a lady for help, I want to. If I get a professional to do it, I want to pay them. Let's put it that way. I don't want a handout. I want to pay for it. In the absence of me paying for it, I'm willing to just, throw something together that looks halfway decent, and then roll with that for a little bit. So it's public domain. But see, when I thought it would be, but then when I looked up, it's you can't use it. What they said is you can't use it for like commercial purposes. So copyright here. Yeah, there's like a trademark licensing guide. It's like, unless it's otherwise authorized by law, the use of military service marks, including reproduction of merchandise, is expressly prohibited without written permission. So that's why I was like, I don't know about that. I'm not using it for, well, yeah, I mean, it's a little shady, right? Because it would be subscriber badges. So technically it's not I'm still making money, but not off of that particular thing. So it's kind of a gray area, right? Not shady at all. It's this business you're doing it for. Use one public domain. Use it for commercial purpose. Claiming to represent the agency. Okay. I'm not using it to represent the agency. Therefore, it's much different. Doing it for you, not for yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's kind of where I was like, I'm not sure where this lands. And it's so I'm not expecting someone to show up and be like, this kick streamer over here is using our logos. Like, I doubt they would even know. And also the logo is going to be very, very small. You can only do 36 by 36. So it may not even be like, it may even be a moot point because these may not even look halfway decent. You may not be able to tell the difference between them when they're shrunk down. So I don't know. I have kind of a thing that I've come up with a little bit. I just got to get it into GIMP and do it. But basically, I don't have it here because it's on the PC. But I basically went into Paint and I did like a starburst thing, and then I was going to put like symbols around it that were different colors. That would be for the different months and whatnot. I was thinking that, or I was trying to think of like a way to do it in binary, but 36 by 36 is so small, it's hard to, like, even if I were to do powers of 2, like say like 2 to the 0 is month 1, 2 to the 1 is month 2, 2 to the, whatever, it gets, they go 1, 2, 3, and then they go like 6 and then 9, and so for the non-even numbers, or the non-power of 2 numbers, I'd have to do like a minus something, and it's like trying to squeeze all that into that such a small space doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it's going to work too well. But anyway, something I'm mulling over, figure out what that's going to look like. I've got time. I got time to figure out what I could do there. And then I've got just the regular emotes as well that I'm working on. Just simple things. I'm trying to think of all the things that I sort of I've never had to do emotes or anything before. I've never bothered, even when I had the ability to monetize things. But I figured it's probably past time I did. There's like, what are some of the common things I do? Like, I play a lot of space games, I play a lot of RPGs. So it's like, okay, maybe there's like a level up thing, maybe there's a disconnect emote, maybe there's a, you know, for multiplayer stuff, maybe there's an 07 for like, you know, salutes and star citizen and all that stuff. And then definitely want like a cheese ball thing, because I like cheese balling bosses in video games. So I'm just trying to, like, I've never really put any thought into it. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I should put some thought into this. maybe I should offer provide some value for subscribers beyond my my ramblings at midnight. My midnight ramblings. Yeah, so yes, so I'll do. I need that changelog open again. So I think what we'll do is change set 08 29 2023 at 2420 US Postgres equal and create table. Client, owner, registry. Come on. There we go. And we'll do user ID as UID, not null. Not right. Yes. Not null. And then, because it's going to be a linking table, so it's just user ID and then registered client ID varchar 100 not null. Then that makes the primary key user ID and the combination of user ID and registered client ID. I would like to put foreign key constraints on here. If I can remember how. Was it 001? Here we go. Grab that. And constraint. Foreign key. Client owner registry. To identities is. Oh, it's, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing underscore here. User ID, registered client ID. Have I been doing it that way? I think I've been doing it that way. In other regards. Well, no, I haven't because I have user ID. I guess, yeah, registered client ID. Because identities ID and then constraints. Client owner registry to go off to client registry. Foreign key is client. Foreign key is, yeah, register. Client ID references go off to client registry. Registered client ID. Tricky because of the different naming conventions. And then rollback would be drop table if exists. Client owner registry. And I would help if I spelled rollback correctly. There we go. Alright, project clean. Do that. And run cd migrate. Give me an error. Migration failed. Error column. Register client ID. Reference in foreign key. Constraint does not. Oh, right, because it's not register client ID there. It's just client ID on that particular table. It's black. All right, let's let me clean and build that again just to make sure it gets out there. And we'll run that migration. Now what? There is no unique constraint matching given keys for reference table. Oh, so I can't do a... Why would it need to be a unique constraint? I can't do a one-to-many or many-to-many foreign key? Or is it just because I define that this is part of the primary key? It's only part of the primary key. It's not the full primary key. So why? Very weird. Let's equal many to many foreign key. Oh, they actually did the references in the column definition. I guess you could put it there too. I don't think it should matter though. Postgres equal linking table foreign key many. Written by books printed foreign key. What? SBN and book type. References. The books printed. References books. ISBN book type. But both of those aren't in there. What are they doing here? Cascade, rate table. References. UID reference glow collectors. Natural hazard. Maybe that's why. Maybe I have to just do it that way with the references and not put a constraint on it. That might be the case. Okay, Shin. Thanks for dropping by. I gotta shuffle off to very soon as well. It's getting to my bedtime as it is. References. These ID. References. Off to client registry. Client ID. Let's just try that. That looks like. Hmm. Yeah, just complain that there's no constraints. Hmm. I guess I don't need them. I guess I can just... I do. I mean, I don't need the foreign key there. Nice to have it, but you know what? Screw it. We'll just eject it. I mean, the only problem with not having the foreign key there is that if your client is deleted, it's not going to cascade down the owner registry, but I'll just have to manage it. Alright, that was successful. Let's see. All from client owner registry. And describe it. Client ID, okay, not null. Bam. Alright, so that links the two tables together. The identities and the OAuth through client registry. So now we have developers that are logged in and authorized, and that now says here's the things that you own. Okay. Alright, unfortunately I'm gonna have to stop there, friends. I would like to have gotten more into the like we're close to having the page be ready, but I need to do a DAO to pull all this stuff together and get all that working, and we just don't have time to do that right now. Do that tonight. So we'll pick that up again on Friday, as we do. But we're still making the nice and steady progress, and trying to clean up what I've got here, and also have it still work and everything else that's going on. So good stuff all around, friends. A good kickoff to the week here. Result of type string. Oh yeah. I'm not finished with that yet. Okay. Alright. But yep, that'll do it for right now for me for tonight. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night, I will be playing some more Dragon Quest XI, and then make sure I put this down so I don't have problems with it later when we start back up again. So yeah, I'll be working on Dragon Quest XI some more tomorrow night and Wednesday night, and then Thursday night, hopefully, if I've got everything set up and all my ducks in a row here, I will be playing some Starfield. So I will probably start the stream early. Starfield comes out 8 p.m. my time. I'll probably start the stream a little early and sit there and get ready to refresh Steam to get the to get it down. And hopefully I got the right package and everything. We'll see. If not, it's going to be a pretty boring stream. I'll find something else to play. So that'll be Thursday, and then Friday, depending on how I feel, it'll either be coding or more Starfield. If I'm just like completely hooked and I need some more Starfield, I might just play some more on Friday night. But regardless of that, Saturday no stream this week. Sunday will be the stream. Sunday afternoon I will be doing some more coding. We'll pick this up again where we're at, and we'll move on from there. And that will be the story as I know it right now. My friends, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And let's see if we can find over on Kick here someone to post, perhaps. Let's see. I don't have anyone showing up on my list. Is there any suggestions in chat for someone who might be live who would be a similar community here? Let's see. Do I have anything? Is there anybody doing coding stuff right now? Or anything like that? Let's see what we got. Preferably a small channel here. Software development. Let's see. Man, the software development category is mostly like 24/7 videos playing that have already been recorded. Let me see if this. Let me switch over to my other computer here and see if this one is a potential. We'll see here. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Browse. And go creative. Let's see what's going on here. Any audio or anything? Just this. Oh, this has been going on for 16 hours? Really? What is it with this category that people just sit there idle for 24/7 with an unmoving screen and just music playing? I don't get it. I really don't get it. All right. Well, I'm just gonna let you guys go then. I'll let you disperse on your own. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
is the way.